Hi everyone, it's Cherie from Paper Pieces and Leftovers, and I am back as I said I would be. This is going to be bear number 1 from Marjorie Ann Designs. The file is Franklin and Frannie, I Love You S'more. I imported it into Cricut Design Space, bear number 1, and I only changed the width to 10.0, and with the lock on, it changed the height to 7.782. Sorry, it's in a marker. It's just that way I didn't have to keep going back and forth. In the video that I did with the s'mores, I did mention the color because the red is Grenadine by Basil. Everything else is American Crafts. This pink is from my stash. I don't know if it's even still available. It is the color Lipstick. By Coordinations, but that's also in American Crafts. It's forever old, and I don't know if it's still available. The ear pads are bubblegum, the muzzle is latte. And then in the other video with the two Franklin and Frannie sitting on the s'mores, I did go over the colors of inks I use. I did not dry piece this and mark it the way I usually do. I was just trying to get it going, as if I get it going with the video and get it up, then I can start on the next project. That way I can give you guys some things to watch. I guess the reason I wasn't uploading like I did in the beginning was just because it is redundant doing Franklin or Frannie, unless there's some crazy pieces going on, like the whole s'mores thing. It's the same. It's going to be the same process each way, but I don't mind sitting here doing this with you. I guess it kind of also fills the void where you don't feel like you're scrapbooking alone. Other thing that I thought of last night, of course, this morning I should say, because I did make my husband a Valentine's Day card using the Franklin and Frannie I Love You. The Franklin I Love You. You could actually put them in on the top of the s'mores, because I didn't show the corner of the cracker here where it is in the picture. If you don't do the body behind, you can set them on top. And that was something I thought about after the fact. I was just trying to line it up with what I was seeing in the picture, but I didn't line up the top of the graham cracker where it was visible between the legs like it was. And that's all hindsight. I'm not going to tear it apart, even though I'm tempted. So this is going to be Frannie. The only thing that I did was cut out a heart on glitter paper for the bow. It actually cut out red, but I said that I just wanted to change it up a little bit. I glued the legs on, and you saw me snip off the piece. That's just so it doesn't overlap and give me a bulge right there from the weight of a scrapbook. I normally trace it and cut them off here just so they're not so long, because I don't like seeing the indents. And this is just something that I do. I did the legs and the tummy. Now I'm going to glue the arm behind. I'll do the feet, ears, and ear pads, and then we'll do the head. I've already done the face just to save time, make it a little quicker. It's what, 10 o'clock on Valentine's? Hubby and I, we went to dinner. Brianna stayed with puppies. We, of course, brought her back something. We brought her back a doggy bag. Just kidding. We brought her, she wanted chicken fettuccine because we had Italian food tonight. And then I baked the dog, I boiled the dog's chicken. And they get veggies like carrots and all the veggies they like, but they get boiled chicken because they are very fussy with dog food. We've gone through so many bags. I've tried expensive, cheap, you name it, and they're not having it. It's not even about human food. They just, PetSmart when they were both very small, had shredded chicken for puppies because it's high in protein and everything else that's good for them, nutrients that they need for their little growing bodies. Well, then when it was time to get them off of it and switch them to hard food, neither one of them is having it. I have left the food out and they will actually starve themselves where they have thrown up bile. They're a whole attitude and mood all in themselves. So I just started boiling chicken. The doctor said that's fine. And it ends up being, we buy a big batch of boneless, skinless chicken. And they only eat a small amount. So the hard food's out. And I don't give them anything until dinner. The chicken, kind of trying to force them to eat the hard food, and they will. But we've tried the broths. We've tried the flavor packets that are safe for dogs. They both just kind of look at me and it'll sit there. But I will say my mother-in-law has made out with hundreds of dollars of snacks and foods, all for puppies because she's got a Yorkie. And her dog, it will eat anything. Mine, But we don't table food feed them. We try to keep it chicken and, whatever. But they're in there chewing on their pig ears right now. But Valentine's was quiet and it was good. We went early. My husband got off early today so we could go to dinner early and beat all of the crowds. Where we kind of just hit it during lunch hours, but it was for dinner. I think we got there at like 2 o'clock. There was only a couple people sat. Our food was made fresh and served fairly quick. Can't complain. It was good. Brought it home, the leftovers, and then sat with him for a little bit until he went to bed and decided to hop on and scrapbook after I caught up on a couple shows. So I'm not doing anything fancy with the cup. I am keeping it pretty simple with the whipped cream. I might go in with one of my chalking pencils and add some lines there. May or may not. We'll see. And here's the grenadine basil paper. I like different shades of red. I had to get used to this texture. I also have it in lavender and I love it. But the texture, because it only goes one way, versus American Crafts, it's got the cross weave. This only runs one way. I don't know what that one's called, but because it's a different texture, it throws me off a little bit. But I try not to think about it. And then it doesn't bother me. At first, I think the first couple pieces, I'm like, this isn't going to work. But I noticed that even with the American Crafts that I dug out of the bag from a long time ago that was still in like the fabric bag, the yellow, a purple, and the red was just the basil, and American Crafts, I want to say the yellow one was that way. But I was just kind of shocked because all of mine is the crossweave pattern, and then I have this one color that kind of goes, I don't think anybody would notice if I hadn't said anything, but, All right. Me babbling just so that way I'm not sitting here doing absolutely nothing, right? Where do I want to put this? Here, a little lower, higher. And I did not chalk that arm because I did not ink it because I did not realize that it went in front, and that's okay. I was just in an inking frenzy earlier. I did a whole bunch of the ear pads and the muzzles. That way I just pull them out of my container. Because I measure all of my bears, whether it's Franklin or Frannie, and even my kids, they're all the same size. Now, these are 1-inch blocks, the dark blue lines. And when I say 2 inches wide from cheek to cheek, it is literally from cheek to cheek. Because it averages 4.5 to 5.5 inches tall, which works perfect for me, and a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. I'm not struggling with sizing at all, where they're too small or they're too overbearing. It's just perfect sizing, and I haven't had any complaints from the people that have ordered them. So I've just kind of left them and ran with it for probably 3 or 4 years now. So I cut out all of my noses, my ear pads, just from a Franklin that was up on my screen. That way I just take them out of my little container, which I showed in the other video. As you guys can see, I've been inking them, like I said. The edges are different, that's how I can tell. And I started on some of these. They're just mixed in because I shook it, and then I did some of the hands. The noses don't need inking, but there's probably 500 pieces in there. So with the arm, I did not glue the bottom half. That way I could position my cup just where I wanted it before trying to glue it down. And I am going to use, you can either use glue dots or Zots. It depends on what you have. 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop has them, and I love them. I've mentioned it in tons of other videos. It keeps my pieces from sinking down and indenting. Where this arm is, for instance, my cup, from the weight of the books, or even shipping it if I do sell them, you can just see where it slopes, and I don't like that, and it's just me. I do notice them in my older pieces, but I wasn't giving them any support, and so I decided to look into how to go about fixing that, and that was just what I found works for me. All right, so she's got her little cup. I probably could have tucked the hand in, but it's all right. Let me go ahead and shade my cup, and let me show you guys what I mean with my chalk pencils, actually. That way, I just need a light blue. I think this will work. Nope, that's green. Brianna, can you look over here for me with your flashlight, please? I need a light blue. So my daughter's gonna look for it. This is, my mom bought these for me. General's Pastel Chalk. They're pencils, and they blend great. I don't really use the light gray. I just need a blue, like a lighter blue. So while she's looking for that, I'm gonna do the heart here. She'll probably be going to bed soon, so I have to abuse her now and beg for whatever I need before she leaves me. And if we can't find it, I won't do it here because I don't want to use gray. What'd you find? Perfect. Okay. This is just so I can show them. Now, another tool, I have lots of blending stumps. You can find them online, Michael's. I have a bag of them if I could quit making a mess. And I didn't know I was going to show you guys all this, so I didn't have them out and ready. I apologize, but that whole bag, they're just everywhere. Like, I have tons of them. And I ordered these ones, I want to say, from Amazon. And they do come... they're just rolled differently, but also has to do with the sizing, the way that they're rolled. And they're really easy to use. Yeah, I know. You guys always tell me that you guys buy the things that we show, and I feel so bad, and that's why I try not to get you guys too much, because I don't want you guys getting something just for one use. And also the other thing is, I've been trying to utilize the things that I mention in more than just one video. So for instance, the glitter paper, I am going to probably add some of the pearls that I showed. And this is so that way you guys can see that there is more than one use for things. But when you guys ask how I get my details into like my pants or the hat, for instance, I can't show you the one piece that I'm working on yet because 12 by 12 hasn't posted it. It's not my turn. They cycle us because there are so many different types of crafting with cardstock, card making, those beautiful letters. One girl just, wow, she makes letters that they're about this thick and she uses acetate so you can see in them, and she puts things in them and I'm just in awe. And we have several people that make cards that are just beautiful, but we all have a certain order, you know, and it just, that's only fair because there are a lot of us. We all have different talents that we bring. And she hasn't posted it yet, so I can't share it. And I really want to show you guys, but I can't yet. So once again, Amazon, my mom sent me a big pack of these, 2 packs, I should say, for my birthday because she's like, well, she sent me tons of other stuff. Even if she didn't, I don't care because I had never heard of these before. And when I do the eyes, the whites, I use one of 2. Now, if you want more of a chalky look, a bright chalk look, but it may or may not fade if it's rubbed, or not as bright, more of a shiny waxy color, that's when I use this. I just grab whatever's sharper and whatever's sticking up, honestly. Let me grab the red pearls. Honestly, these are it. Do I want red or pink, y'all? Yeah, we'll do red. I do. They're the same. Okay. What size? So another thing, you guys are just gonna hate me. And I can get the link for you guys. Just put it in the comments and I will grab you a link. And the same thing with Amazon. The reason why I can sell my pieces and also keep the cost low and do videos because I don't have a lot of out-of-pocket costs is when I put the little link for Amazon on there, I get like 1 to 2 cents depending on how much it is, but it all adds up. And because there are people that the cameras or really expensive things, they make more, but I'm not here to make a living off of it. I'm just want to cover my out-of-pocket so I can do this for you guys. But this is another tool if you don't want to use the crayon. I actually use this for my diamond art because this end holds wax and this end is waxy. That's why I keep this on it, plus it stains. And now I'm just going to figure out what size of the pearls I want to use. We're going to go smaller. That's too big. So we will go with, that's number 6. And these are the bright pinky purple ones. And that's part of why I grabbed the grenadine color from 12 by 12 cardstock shop, was because it just fit better with these pearls. And I do try to coordinate a lot. I don't want some things overpowering others. You know, like a funny red paper, not funny, but like a dark red paper with a funny off-color pink that doesn't match one or the other. Your eyes are going to go there. So I try to get it where it just kind of all flows together. And I do pull everything out, usually what I'm planning on using in my videos, but I didn't this time just because I wasn't planning on doing any of this. It just came to mind as I was already starting the process. But I wanted to show you guys what I use for my chalking, because that seems to be a common, I don't know why I just used my tweezers, because I didn't want to, they don't want to let go. That's what that tool is for, but that's okay. I can clean this up. I wasn't thinking. Another thing I got was this. It is an eraser, and it will erase whatever you need it to erase. It erases chalk, or chalking pencils, colored pencils. If they are wax-based, it does leave a shine, but I just find all kinds of weird random things to use for scrapbooking. That's just me, though. You guys always see me like these. And I'm okay with finding new stuff for scrapbooking. I try to get things that are a little... That seems really far from me. No, I'm going to skip the hand, actually. Just because that looks really far. Does it not? I don't know. It just looks like it's a far distance away from this. I mean, I guess it's, maybe I would have made the cup a little small. Oh, well. It's fine. We'll use the hand just because it's part of the pattern. I just feel like it's a little off, but that's okay. And I mean, I probably could have put my temporary glue and just held it there so I didn't lose it, but yeah, just, I'm leaving it. It's glued now, so I'm not remaking this piece. But the pieces are coming along. I'm going to do the title. Now you guys get to see how my thought process works with just randomly pulling stuff out and adding it. The glitter paper, the pearls, it's not anything you have to do. This is just... I love texture and dimension. It's something that I've always been drawn to. I've never been able, even though I think that it's easy, and I would love to take the shortcut of just cutting things out and gluing them together, but my grandmother actually owned a porcelain doll shop, which I've mentioned, so I've always been around drawing and coloring, and my mom, she does homemade stuff, and so it's just kind of taking it up a notch into the next level. For the bow, I'm gonna, that was a bright pink. I just didn't blend it down, and that's just so it had a little bit more dimension. But now you guys see where, or what I use when I do my pants, or, because the little boy that I did, his pants for the fondue set, and if I don't use these, I use a micro pom-pom. And I'm sorry this video is going so long. I just kind of wanted to cover some of the comments that I've been getting, or the questions. Now, this is a 5mm pom-pom, and the little black one is a 2 or 3mm. And I will use this pom-pom to do... Actually, I can show you guys. Let me grab it. I'll just have to cover up part of it as I throw everything on the floor. I can't show all of it because, like I said, it hasn't gone live yet. But I'll show the tip. How about that? So I do use a pom-pom for this part. The little micro pom-pom to get, because this is a bigger area. But for something so tiny like this, I don't trust myself with a pom-pom and that piece per se, because it was already glued down. And yeah, I could have just ripped it off the back and put on another one, but that's just extra work that I didn't want to. So I went the safe route and just used a chalking pencil. But yeah, General's pastel chalk pencils. I can get you the link if you want it. That way you guys can find them, or you just go to Amazon and you search it. I know sometimes it brings up 1,000 different things. It'll bring up chalk sticks instead of pencils. So if you have trouble, let me know in the comments. I will get you the link, and then it'll take you straight to there. And I think that's it for this video. I did find some old stickers that I am going to find some way to implement into this. And I was actually holding it over the heart, and I was going to go that route with putting it in the middle, but then I ended up reminding myself that I had pearls, and I just love the way they look. I am gonna, the glue's not dry, I'm gonna clean that up. Since I didn't use my tool, since I was talking and getting sidetracked, I kind of didn't follow the instructions, did I? So this end here, or this end, as soon as it touches the glue, it lets go. It's just like the pencil that comes in the packs of the pearls. But I love the pearls. I love that they're shiny. And it's just like the glitter in the bow. I have tons of glitter packs. 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop does sell individual pieces. And they also sell a 20 pack of multicolor. I have single sheets of some colors and single sheets of colors I use more frequently. I did go over that in a video I did for 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. Valentine's Day, 4th of July, Christmas, those are a lot of the glitter for me. So pink, red, blue, white, and green. And then I ordered black just because I didn't have any of that and I thought it was really neat. I am going to start cutting out the title and get that going. I don't know if I'm going to put it on camera or not, just because it's pretty cut and dry. The letters just go onto the base, and then it's whatever you decide to go around it with to add some more of the dimension. I'm just going to leave those there while they dry, and I will catch you guys later. Take care.